animated Anarchy series presents the animated Showdown.
Hey, what's up, everybody? We are live. It is a Wednesday afternoon that you are listening this on. So we are here with you on your lunch break, and this is the animated Showdown here for the animated Anarchy series. This is episode number 6. So we're getting pretty deep into this thing now. Of course, I am your host, Dutchie, joined as always by Money E.
What's up?
All right. Sean is with us as usual.
Hola.
Yeah. And, of course, our wild card, Dave.
Boom, boom, boom.
All right. So some interesting battles here this week on this show. You know, Animated Hour Power, if you were with us Saturday night, you saw that the third and fourth matches went the distance. So it was probably one of our longer episodes because them going the distance back to back, and it was very close. Sean almost ended up in the doghouse, but he was able to get himself out of there. He got the chain unwrapped from his foot. All right, but tonight's battles are 16 versus Chowder, Captain Planet and the Planteers versus Hulk Hogan's Rock and Wrestling. We also have Ninja Kamui versus the Boondocks. And our main event is Star Wars Droids versus Tokyo Ghoul. 5 categories that are going to be picked by the randomizer coming up. Now, all the cartoons competing, this is their first matchup coming up. They're going to have 15 matches. And then obviously playoffs, we might have to do division matches depending on how close these are. I know a couple people that are competing here today are going this will be the end of their participation in this first set because all 4 of their cartoons will have competed already. So we'll get to that. In a little bit, but so the 5 categories, and this really is category based depending on how the match is going to go. Yep. But so the 5 categories. So if a cartoon wins 3-0, they get 30 points. A 3-1 win will get them 20. A 3-2 win will get them 10, and the loser will get 5. If you are swept, you lose 10 points. And we've seen that a lot already in this series.
Yeah.
So imagine later on in the later rounds when that happens, if somebody loses 10 points, that's really going to determine division winners.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because it really comes down to the categories.
Not only that, but seeding.
Yeah. Seeding in the playoffs, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, look what happened in our last tournament.
Yeah.
Seeding mattered.
Yeah, exactly. Batman was the number 1 seed, and it ran all the way through.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, all right. I'm going to share the screen here.
I hope we get fan base. Let's put it out there.
All right. Can everybody see the screen here?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Hit the button once, see what we get. All right, Eric, you do not get your wish. However, theme song and voice acting are making another appearance.
Are they first and second again?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
But then we go humor, memorable moments, and then animation.
Let's go.
But it's the last one, Dave.
So sometimes it comes down to the last one, Eric.
Yeah. Dave's just I'll drag this out if I have to.
Yeah, Eric.
No, I will never. I do not do anything because I want something to win. I do it because I think they did better in this category. That's strictly how I've been looking at it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, even shows that like I love, I voted against them on numerous occasions.
Yeah, I know. I saw that because remember we talked last week, and when I said there was Invincible versus Static Shock, you're just like, all right, well, obviously Static Shock's good, but it's Invincible. By the way, Static Shock won.
I gave them a lot of good votes.
So, and by the way, a lot of that had to do, a lot of that, Dave, was due to, your, especially that last, the last category was you.
Yeah. Yep.
But
But I gotta be honest with my opinion. I can't be biased in any way, shape, or form.
Exactly. All right. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna get started here. 16 versus Chowder. This is the jump off the roof matchup because both of these were awful. 16 in the division of Raven Finley, who, not gonna lie, thought he was Yoko Ono trying to break up the Beatles a couple weeks ago, but did not succeed. The Beatles are still here. When I say the Beatles, I mean us. And then they're going against Chowder, and Chowder is in the division of Kenny Lehman. And by the way, this is the last cartoon that has to have their first match in Kenny Lehman's division. He hasn't lost yet.
Oh, wow. So another one that hasn't lost yet.
Super Mario World has 20 points.
Yep.
Spider-Man the Animated Series has 20 points. Naruto Shippuden only has 10, but that's because they went against the Simpsons in the episode where Dave went into cardiac arrest twice.
So he has 50.
Yep. I almost passed out that day. Yep.
Yeah. So we're gonna see how Chowder does in this. If it continues to trend. But 16 versus Chowder. All right, theme song is the opening category. Both had theme songs with words. My opinion, one was a little catchier than the other. And again, it's the opening to the shows. So you kind of need a catchy theme song to kind of lure them in. So, all right, Dave, we're going to start with you.
I liked 16's intro theme song a little better. Neither was fantastic or great, but I felt like 16 was a little more catchy and chill.
Okay. Eric.
I'm going with 16 too. I want to say it had my interest, but it drew my eye.
Okay. Sean?
16. Definitely was slightly better than Chowder.
All right. So now 16 wins the first category, 2 away from a sweep. To me, 16 kind of almost sounded like, and I think it's both because they were both Canadian. 16 kind of had the same beat as Braceface.
Yeah.
Now that you mention it, it's kind of.
That doesn't make it bad. It just.
I can kind of see the similarity there. Yeah.
I mean, Chowder was awful anyway, but that's.
Yeah.
All right, voice acting. Basically, 16. You have a bunch of characters that are voicing, teenagers. 6 of them to be exact. In Chowder, the characters are, voicing obviously, kind of animal type creatures. But whose voice acting was better, Sean?
Oh man. I'm sticking with 16 here.
Okay.
I don't know how to explain it. It just wasn't. I feel like it was just done more simply.
Okay.
More laid back. They didn't have to pretend to be something they didn't have to be.
Right.
Meh.
All right. Dave, I'm going to go to you next.
Yeah, I agree with Sean here with 16. I feel like the voice acting, they portrayed the more grounded and relatable characters and personalities. So I think, they did a pretty good job with the storytelling for their characters and brought their characters a little more to life. Chowder's voice acting was more annoying to me.
I don't think you're the only one that feels that way.
Which
Yeah.
is surprising because if you look at the cast, there's actually some pretty good, well-known actors that are in that show.
Yeah, for sure. And I just feel like they there's a target and they missed the bullseye on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they overtried to make that so enthusiastic and funny. It kind of shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah, they cheddar bobbed themselves.
I think there's some good characters in 16 too. I'm just looking it up.
Is that what you're going with?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, the
Less annoying.
girl that plays Penny on Big Bang Theory's in that show in 16.
Oh.
Yep. And
Haley.
Kaylee Cuoco.
Yeah.
yep. And Stacey.
Well, you would know, Doug. You probably got a photo of her on your team.
I got what?
What? Nothing.
Yeah, there's some
Family
good
story,
looking.
you pervert.
Never mind. I'm not. It's a
I thought you
family
probably
show.
got a
Well,
picture.
to be honest with you, I do find her attractive until she starts talking. Then anyway. All right. 16 is up 2-0. One more category, and again we start this off with a sweep. Humor.
Yep.
Both these shows really teeter the lines between stupid humor and good humor.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Most
that.
of the time heading into stupid. Eric, I'm starting with you.
At 16, I just found myself laughing more because it was stupid humor, and I do like stupid humor sometimes. It does make me laugh, and I found myself laughing more because of one episode I watched where the guy was trying to sell loans to his friends. I just found that such a teenage stupidity.
Right. All right, Dave.
Yeah, I have to agree with Eric. 16 here. I feel like the dialogue delivered like some dry, witty sarcasm, which kind of brought a little more humor to it. Chowder, it was more chaos with high energy. Like Sean said earlier, he hit it right on the nail. They shot themselves in the foot trying to outdo themselves here. So I got to go with the one that, did the better job, and that's 16.
Okay. All right, Sean.
Yeah, 16 deserves it here. I think they were more towards the comedic side than stupid comedic comedy. Chowder was just overly ambitious
Yeah.
and chaotic, and they had a couple of good jokes here and there, and some funny moments, but it was just too chaotic for me to comprehend what was really supposed to be funny and what wasn't.
Right. No, I completely agree. All right, so 16 takes this thing 3-0. So, all right, Kenny Lehman has a show that finally lost, which this was the worst one he got anyway. So, all right, we're gonna move on to battle number 2: Captain Planet and the Planteers versus Hulk Hogan's Rock and Wrestling. Captain Planet and the Planteers in the division representing Matthew Gore. Hulk Hogan's Rock and Wrestling is in the division, or is representing the division of Dave's Uncle Joe. So, it's been a while since any of these matches have affected Dave. Well, besides Naruto Shippuden and The Simpsons, which just affected him emotionally.
Yep.
But all right, so starting with theme song, and this one is tricky because Captain Planet's ending song was an actual song. Their intro was an introduction into the series and Gaia, who's the mistress of Earth, or the goddess of Earth, or whatever, and the powers that the Planteers have. So that was more of an intro, but you had the song as the outro. Even though a lot of people say, "Oh, well, that's the theme song," it's like, well, it's not really, because it ends the show. So it's the ending theme. Hulk Hogan's theme, the Rock and Wrestling theme. It's not, obviously the real American theme, because they didn't have that yet, but it is a theme that I believe he did use in the early parts of his run in the WWE, WWF at the time. When you get the chant going halfway through the episode of Hulk, it really kind of revs people up. But which theme song was better, Sean?
I think Captain Planet was better, in my opinion. I think just the sequence of it was more of an introduction. Or I saw it more of an introduction. I was more intrigued to watch that than I was of...
because it was explaining the show.
Yeah.
Sometimes when a show is explained, it means a lot more than the actual theme song.
Yeah, I agree. And I think Hulk Hogan's wasn't awful. I just think it was more like, how do I put this nicely? I can't. It was kind of like a selfish thing, because their ending theme song was his theme song. They had an outro song, and it would have been his entrance song, if that makes any sense.
Well, it was the same theme as the intro.
Yeah, just overplayed.
Yeah. So, all right, Eric.
I'm going to go with Captain here, because I just thought it had my eye more, and I just liked it.
All right, so you're going Captain Planet?
Yep.
All right. Dave?
I went Hulk Hogan's Rock and Wrestling here. I like the tune better.
Okay. All right. Captain Planet starts off 1-0. Voice acting, and this is where it's very tricky, because the voice actors in Hulk Hogan's Rock and Wrestling were professional. They had a lot of roles as voice actors. The man who voiced Hulk Hogan would become famous for a sitcom called Everybody Loves Raymond. He played Raymond's older brother.
James Avery.
No, James Avery wasn't the older brother in.
No, he was on the cast.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I'm reading. Sorry.
But Brad Garrett voiced Hulk Hogan. James Avery voiced the Junkyard Dog. Charlie Adler, who was a very famous voice actor at the time, he was part of the show. He voiced multiple characters in the show.
Louis Arquette, George DeCenzo.
Yeah.
So Hogan did himself, right?
Huh?
Hogan did himself, and
no.
Oh.
Brad Garrett was the voice of Hulk Hogan.
Okay.
So
now I see it.
But now on the other side of the coin, at least for the first couple seasons of Captain Planet, Whoopi Goldberg voiced Gaia. LeVar Burton voiced a character, plus he also did the intro.
Kwame.
Yeah, Kwame.
Malcolm McDowell.
Right? He was
Louis Arquette was in this one.
Yeah.
Tim Curry.
Yeah.
Tim Curry. Ed Asner.
Yeah.
John Ratzenberger.
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum was in it. Meg Ryan was in it for the first couple of seasons. Those were very top tiered names in that time period.
Sting.
Yeah. Not the wrestler, the musician.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was like so. And by the way, the reason why a lot of those people were in there is because this was a cartoon created by Ted Turner, and you know darn well that he was going to spare no expense.
Yeah.
So a lot of top tier names were part of the voice cast for Captain Planet, at least for those first couple of years.
Yeah.
So, but whose voice acting was better, Sean?
I got to give it back to Captain Planet here. I think they just had more heavy hitter, like a better cast, well-rounded cast.
Yeah, and
I mean, a lot of big names.
Top-notch names.
Top tier. I mean, there's some in, like, James Avery and Brad Garrett and stuff are amazing as well, but they're not sitting on a list with, who are we naming off here? Jeff Goldblum, Tim Curry.
By the way, Whoopi Goldberg, who voiced Gaia, she's just coming off. This was 1990. She's just coming off the movie Ghost.
Yeah. Kath Sosi. I know she's familiar.
Kath Sosi, right?
Yeah, I don't know how to say
She's a very famous voice actress.
Linka. Malcolm McDowell. He's such a great actor.
Yeah.
Such a great voice actor.
Yeah.
Especially as that
a great regular actor too. He always played a really good bad guy.
I was just gonna say he always played like that calm, like nonchalant bad guy.
Yeah. So
but he had that dark side to him. It was perfect.
Yeah. So top-notch names, really. It's really hard to. This is a category that I feel like is made for this show because of all like the big names that were in it.
Yeah.
So
and that's the only way I can judge it for this one, because I mean, dialogue-wise, it's kind of, I guess, in a way similar, but
yeah. All right, Dave, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give this one to Captain Planet. I think they have well-seasoned voice actors, high-profile actors. While I feel like the actors were in Hulk Hogan's, I feel like they failed to convincingly imitate some of the real wrestlers in the show.
I agree with that.
So I gotta go the other way. If you're gonna portray somebody, you gotta be close or spot on with their voice acting if you're gonna portray somebody else. So I feel like they could have done a better job with that. I know it's hard to have wrestlers the actual wrestler to do the voice acting because they're busy schedules, but you got to do that.
That was actually one of the complaints of the show, by the way.
Yeah,
is that they couldn't get the wrestlers to do the voices.
Yeah, I mean, if they could have done that,
Hulk Hogan would do his own voice.
He
named after him.
Well, the problem is that they were on the road so much at the time, and this was pretty much just another thing Vince McMahon just tried to rule at. Was he knew Saturday morning cartoons were starting to take off, so he decided to put an animated show out there because at that time they were gearing towards kids.
Yeah.
And you had some larger than life characters in the wrestling ring. They were being portrayed on the television screen here in this animated universe, if you want to call it that. But the issue was that you couldn't get, and you had real voice like Brad Garrett. All due respect to Brad Garrett because he's very talented. He made Hulk Hogan seem more like a doofus than like the superhero that Hulk really portrayed on TV. Like, and if we get to memorable moments, then we'll talk about that if we get there.
That's the fourth one, right?
Yeah. But all right, Eric, go ahead and give a vote.
Captain.
Okay.
And as these guys said, it's more star power.
Right. All right, guys, we are 2-0, Captain Planet. Humor is the next category, and Captain Planet can win it here. I feel like Captain Planet wasn't as humorous.
Yeah, I agree.
And Hulk, there was a little bit of humor, especially with some of the wrestlers, like especially characters like Captain Lou Albano and Andre the Giant, and the way they were portrayed. But Captain Planet was just, it seemed more serious. Like some superhero shows, like there was a little bit of at least dry humor in it. But I feel like it wasn't here. But what do you guys think? Dave, I'm going to start with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Hulk Hogan, rock and wrestling here. I feel like, if you're gonna if you were trying to pick a show just based off humor, you would be watching Hulk Hogan for just the, lighthearted and intentional silliness to it. Where, Captain Planet, it's more unintentional laughs. They don't really do jokes on there, I feel. So I got to go with Hulk Hogan here.
Okay. Sean, let's go to you next.
Sorry, I forgot I had my mic muted. I agree with Dave. I'm going to pick Hulk Hogan here. I think it just had slight more humor into it and quirkiness than Captain Planet did.
Okay. All right, so we're not going to have 2 sweeps in a row. But Eric, go ahead.
I'm going with Hulk Hogan too. Yeah, I don't think Captain Planet really had any humor to it. If it did, very low.
Yeah. All right, 2-1. Captain Planet can still win the matchup in the next category, which is memorable moments. And, it really depends on what you consider memorable, like if you were a fan of the shows or not. Yeah. But if for me, like a memorable moment of Captain Planet would be when Mighty or Métis or however you pronounce his name, when he kind of walked away from the Planeteers, but then the rest of the Planeteers got trapped in a building, and Mighty was like the only one that could save him, and he proved his worth as a Planeteer. Hulk, I think it was the second episode where they ran into this horse named Pickpocket who just kept biting Hulk in the backside. So it just depends on like what in your head is more memorable as far as the shows go. But who had more memorable moments, Eric?
I'm going with Hulk. I just remember the one episode. What is it called? Junkyard 500 or whatever.
Oh yeah.
With they had a race and Rowdy Piper versus
JYD.
Junkyard.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty funny. That was pretty cool. There was more moments that stuck out.
Okay.
Sticked out.
Right. All right, Dave, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm on the opposite side here. I'm going with Captain Planet. One of the episodes that I remember is like when they're doing the like mind pollution one where Verminous, that villain that they're going up against, he's like selling dangerous drug, and one of the people's like family members overdosed from it, so it was kind of like a hard-hitting dark kind of episode, but so it was kind of like showing like the views of like drug overdose and stuff like that, trying to like really show that to kids, like, hey, this is bad for you. And they did that across many different, like their villains all portrayed somebody else, like there was like greed and stuff like that. So I feel like this show did a pretty good job portraying each episode as its own.
Okay.
And that's why I picked it.
Very good. Sean, guess what? You're breaking
Would it be
another
episode
tie.
about-
The first tie of this episode for you to break, I believe. And you basically get to decide whether Hulk Hogan gets to live another category or not.
We need another judge, so I don't have to do so many of these. I got see, dang it. I had them close because there was a lot of memorable moments that came from Hulk Hogan, but I think Captain Planet deserves it more.
Okay.
And I think it's a lot of it is because of what Dave explained, how it, they have villains that are different types of emotions and stuff. I think they just hit their episodes cleaner than Hulk Hogan could.
I can agree with that.
Like it's easier to follow the plot. I guess I should have said more. Like it's just more simplistic and understandable. Hulk Hogan's is more like
they tackle more real world issues.
Yeah.
In Captain Planet, I felt
Yeah,
like.
Hulk Hogan's more like not like dreamland type scenarios, but kind of teetering on that aspect. Not in every episode, I haven't watched it enough to really.
Yeah. Well, they are WWE's Vault channel on YouTube is releasing 4 episodes every Saturday.
Nice. That's pretty cool.
So it's definitely going to help us out in future episodes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And by the way, Sean, I will clarify the reason why it seems like you're breaking the tie probably more than the other guys do is just because it's more suspenseful, I think, when you do it. Because
dramatic pauses.
Yeah, dramatic pause, and it's just like, all right, which way is he going to go? Because it's all we call Dave the wild card, but sometimes I don't know what's going through your head.
Sometimes I don't even know.
Yeah.
I actually don't mind going last because I'll take the other two and I'll quick think it,
Yeah. It'd be like, all right, who made the better
And then
point?
sometimes I'll remember, Dave was picking on me when we went to bowling.
Yeah.
What? No, I didn't.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't do
Done.
that.
So, but yeah, so it's just like, it's more dramatic, I think, when Sean is the last one going, because it's like you think it's going to go one way, and then there are some times where it's just like, okay, he'll make the point why he's going to pick a show, but then he'll pick the opposite show. So he'll give the reasons why both shows should win the category, and then he'll make his decision. And I feel like that's more suspenseful. But there are other times where I'd rather, when I don't want to go suspenseful, because I'll have a heart attack like Dave almost did in the one episode. And I just rather it be straightforward. What?
I have a nickname for Sean.
Is it one we can say on air?
Careful, Eric.
Yes. Suspenseful Sean.
I don't like it.
Doesn't roll off the tongue.
I don't like it because if you shorten it, it's real bad.
How about
It is a family show. That's all I'm saying. So if you know your history, you know what I mean.
Mysterious Sean?
What? Keep working on it, Eric. We'll come to you later.
Okay. I tried.
The closer. Sean the closer.
Yeah. So, all right. And then, but we also have our wild card here that sometimes we don't know. I thought for sure, because he was the one in the last episode. He was the one that basically helped Static Shock get the win.
Yep.
When we also have him on one of the episodes last week saying Static Shock might be screwed.
Yep. That was my initial thought.
Yeah.
Categories, man.
So, but yeah, it really does have to do with the categories. All right. Ninja Kamui versus the Boondocks. An anime versus a show from Adult Swim. Theme song is the opening category. Again, which show's theme song drew you in more? Sean, let's start with you.
I like the Boondocks here. I have a lot of consideration into this ninja show, and with some of the with the categories, I can't really use that as a stepping stone now. But I think Boondocks had a better introduction. It was easy to follow, and I don't know. Something about it just drew my attention to it more than the Ninja Kamui.
Okay.
Camelot.
Yeah. All right. So before we go any further, Ninja Kamui is in the division of Baron Ziegler. The Boondocks is in the division of Danielle Davis. Sean, or not Sean, you already went.
I could use my argument if it goes all the way to 5.
Yeah. All right. Eric, you're up next.
I'm gonna go Boondocks. Sean said I think I like both intros, but I just think this drew me more. Just thinking about it.
All right. Dave, go ahead.
I think both did pretty good job here. But I agree with these guys. I think Boondocks had a nicer flowing intro. The guy rapping on there was pretty nice. His voice went pretty well with how the show goes. So I feel like, the intro really helped the Boondocks there. Because, they are more of like, ghetto kids or whatever. So I feel like it, portrayed the show in a way right off the bat, like, hey, we're something different. So I think they did a good job there. Ninja Kamui, it was different. It was kind of like some heavy metal-ish type deal, a little bit type deal.
By the way, I think this is one of the more current shows that is going on. Because isn't this new?
Yeah, it's newer.
Yeah.
Because I know it's still like new episodes are
it's
still
not
on.
getting the best reviews.
Huh?
It's not getting the best reviews.
No, give it time.
Which one?
All right.
Boondocks?
No,
Ninja Kamui. Come on.
All right.
Again, other people's opinions, but
Voice acting. Obviously, Ninja Kamui is an anime, but still the the actors who do the dubbing do a really good job in there. Boondocks, there is like those characters are voiced perfectly, I think, but who does it better, Eric?
I'll give the slight edge to Boondocks. I just like their voices better. I thought it was funnier and more intriguing.
Okay. Dave?
I agree with Eric here. I don't think it's a slight edge. I think it's a massive edge that Boondocks take this. The English dub has received a lot of negative reviews for so I take that into account here. The original voice acting for Ninja Kamui is a lot better, but like I said, we are speaking English over here, so you would have to watch subtitles.
Dave, you're starting to sound like you're underwater.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah,
we know you're not because we're looking at you. But...
Yeah, so the Boondocks all the way.
Okay. All right, Sean.
I was going Boondocks here. I think they had a lot more leeway, and the dialogue was hilarious and like modern in a sense, and the actors seemed like they actually cared about the person they're portraying. So I'm gonna have to stick with Boondocks.
All right, they're up 2-0. One more category, they get a sweep. And then they get 30, and they'll get 30 points, and Ninja Kamui will lose 10. Oh, and this is a bad category for Ninja Kamui to try to come back on.
Yep.
Humor. It's very hard for a show like that to win humor when they are very serious.
Yep.
Do I even go any further? Do I even toss it to you guys, or are we in
Boondocks.
agreement here?
Boondocks.
We're in
all the way.
agreement.
Yep.
This ninja show, it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
It's not one of my favorite animes.
Like, how do you go from like hand-to-hand combat and greatness to awfully looking mech suit fighting? It's disgusting, in my opinion.
All right, Dave, I'm going to ask you this because you are our anime expert. Is this probably one of the weaker animes that is in this series?
Depending on the categories, yeah. But in my opinion, yeah, it's one of the weaker animes in the list. There's some animes that I think it could beat in a head-to-head depending on the categories, but there's there's a lot of anime that are in here that are heavy hitters. So,
By the way, this is actually except for Assassination Class, or not? No, Assassination Classroom won a category a week ago, but I think it was Spy Family lost 3-0 to another anime.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think
I thought Spy Family was good.
yeah, but it still got swept.
Yeah, I know. What did he
I
get
think
swept
it
by
still
again?
got swept. I mean, as far as I know, it still got. Yeah, the Spy Family got swept last week, but so not necessarily the first anime to do, this bad, but actually, yeah, because they didn't even win a category here. At least Spy Family won. Somebody voted for for Spy Family in a category. You guys didn't vote for Ninja Kamui in any of these.
no.
So right now, this is, and again, we still have a long way to go, but this, so far, Ninja Kamui has performed the worst out of all the animes so far.
Yep.
And I actually kind of enjoyed the show.
Yeah,
I thought it was decent.
I enjoyed it too,
Yeah.
but
Awful show. It's just kind of, it's
You just
different.
faced the wrong show.
Just got to be nice, and it's different.
Yeah.
Got to watch more of it.
Yeah, no, exactly. All right, so they win 3-0. Main event time. Tokyo Ghoul versus Star Wars Droids. Tokyo Ghoul in the division of Tiffany Zell, who this is her final cartoon in this first set of matches. Her final show that is getting that is having a first matchup. Samurai Jack did not perform well. It got swept by Samurai Champloo. Teen Titans lost in a close one to Pokemon, but they got 5 points out of it. But Adventure Time beat Huckleberry Hound 3-1. So right now, Adventure Time is the top dog in her division. Star Wars Droids in the division of Neil Thompson. But we're going to go ahead. We're going to start with theme song. And I got to tell you, like, Star Wars Droids, for a show that only went like 13, 14 episodes, the theme song was actually pretty good.
Yeah, it was.
Because, 80s cartoon theme songs, in my opinion, are some of the better ones. I mean, Tokyo Ghoul had a pretty good intro, though, too. But, Dave, I'm going to start with you on this one.
yeah, for the intro, I went Tokyo Ghoul. I didn't really like the Star Wars Droids intro. I wasn't really a big fan of it. I think Tokyo Ghoul's little intro, it was a little more softer than I thought it was going to be. But I think they did a pretty good job with it.
Okay. Eric?
I'm going with Star Wars. I just thought that was just a slightly better, and I enjoyed it more.
All right. Sean, it's not as dramatic as you ending a battle, but here we are. Did you see him roll his eyes at me?
I'm picking Tokyo Ghoul here. I think to me it was just more captivating to watch the show. Sorry for the crying in the background. Somebody doesn't want to go to bed.
I'm going to be that way in about 20 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, Star Wars, it was a good theme song. Don't get me wrong. But I think just Tokyo Ghoul was more captivating, like I said.
Okay. I mean, yeah, if it's more captivating, again, like it depends on your taste.
Yeah, and I love Star Wars. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Star Wars fan.
Star Wars.
I play the games. I watch the movies. I'm a huge Star Wars fan.
I haven't watched the newest ones. Not really. Like, I'm more of a fan of like
the older ones,
the original, and then made like Phantom Menace, and I mean Attack on the Clones one was
all right.
Got a lot of hate. It wasn't that bad. Revenge of the Sith was pretty good. I think that one followed the storyline beautifully. So no hate, of course.
Voice acting.
Damn.
So now, see the actor who voiced C-3PO in the movies was back for this show, I believe. Okay, but both shows had very convincing voice acting, especially the emotion in Tokyo Ghoul. Like the main character, like it seemed like every sentence he was speaking, he was freaking out.
Wouldn't you? If you were put in his situation? Yeah.
If I was first of all, if I was in that situation, well. But all right, Sean, let's start with you.
I think you hit the nail on the head when you brought up the emotion that Tokyo Ghoul can bring. So I'm picking Tokyo Ghoul.
Okay.
Because that's the argument I was going to make. I think they have the range to be more emotional. Granted, because of the style of the show it is. Obviously, in Star Wars, you kind of already have the feel of like the.
It's more nostalgic.
Yeah, well, not only that, but you kind of already know what you're getting if you've seen the movies.
Right.
So you kind of understand. You're more already drawn to who that character is. In Tokyo Ghoul, you're learning who its characters are through the voice acting.
Okay.
So, bam. Look at that description.
All right. Very good. That's why you're one of the best. All right. Eric, let's go to you.
I'm going Tokyo Ghoul. It just had my interest more. I didn't like the Star Wars version, so I just thought it didn't have my interest.
Okay. I mean, Dave, we know where it's headed, but go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with everything Sean said. It's going Tokyo Ghoul. I mean, they're intense and emotional situations that they're in with the voice acting is perfect. I mean, they really hit the mark here and really captivating each of the scenes that are going on. So it's got to go Tokyo Ghoul.
All right. They're up 2-0. One more, they get a sweep. Again, humor. I didn't necessarily find Tokyo Ghoul funny.
No. I don't think it's meant to be funny.
Yeah, well, no, it's when you have that premise, it's not meant to be funny.
Yeah.
So, I mean, some of the animes, that we had here on this episode, this was a bad category draw. Now, it's not really. I don't think it's going to hurt Tokyo Ghoul.
No.
But Droids, yes. There was a lot because C-3PO is a very funny character because of his paranoia. But all right, Dave. Let's actually start with you.
Yeah, I'm going Star Wars here. I feel like they significantly had more humor and intentional humor in their show. So it was comical humor and bumbling figures like, messing up or something like that. But, I thought they had a lot more humor in their show. Like I said, Tokyo Ghoul is more of like a dark fantasy, so there wasn't much humor besides like between, two different ghouls kind of hashing it out over territory or something like that. If you
Right.
found a little bit of unintentional humor in there.
Okay. All right. Sean, go ahead.
No, I agree. Star Wars had far more humor in it than Tokyo Ghoul, and I think that's just because of Tokyo Ghoul isn't supposed to be funny,
Right.
and that's nothing wrong with that. But Star Wars, you do have the comedic side of C-3PO and the quirky droids. So, send them
right.
the flowers.
Eric?
Yeah.
Star Wars, everything these guys alluded to. There wasn't really hardly like probably 1% humor in Tokyo.
Yeah.
Right.
If that.
There's only like some dark humor in there, and it's very far and few between.
All right. So Star Wars Droids is not going to get swept. So Tokyo Ghoul is not going to take the lead in Tiffany Zell's division. So the best they can do right now is tie Adventure Time with 20 points. Memorable moments. When a show only goes 14 episodes, it's very hard to have memorable moments in it. Tokyo Ghoul went how many seasons, Dave?
I can tell you in 2 seconds. I know it's over, I think, maybe 5. Hold on, I'm still looking.
2 seasons. I think it says 2 seasons here.
All right, 2 seasons, but in anime, that could be a lot of episodes.
Yeah. Which, when it's piled into, like, so if they're 2 seasons, like it'll say online, but when you watch it on a show or something, it'll be divided up in more seasons because there's so many episodes for an anime.
Yeah,
So,
they do it in volumes.
yeah. So it's kind of hard to say because you'll get different answers
All right.
depending where you go.
But obviously, so there's a lot more episodes of this than there are droids.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Definitely.
So, but as far as whose moments were more memorable, Sean, we'll start with you instead of end with you.
I think the most memorable, I'm giving this to Tokyo Ghoul because just that first episode. The ending of that first episode.
Yeah.
Dude gets mutilated. Played like a fiddle just to die.
No,
Or
he came
not
back.
die. Yeah, he came back. I'm sorry, I forgot. But still, that was, you don't forget an opening like that.
No.
It's like Invincible, like the ending of episode 1, that was bananas.
Yeah.
Like,
Nobody saw it coming.
Yeah, him flying in there and just decimating people and
Yeah, his
savagery.
team, by the way.
But I just think that alone got me. It's one thing I remember more than this other show, other than Star Wars, honestly.
All right, Dave.
Yeah, I agree with Sean here. He hit, I think, what he said, hit it right away. Their first episode really captivates you, and the fact that, like, you're watching someone that didn't know that he's a ghoul, and now he's got to eat, human, and it's really traumatizing for him. So, I think they really killed it with their scenes and whatnot. So, I got to give it to him. It's very memorable.
All right.
I think the darkness also helped portray that.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. All right, Eric, go ahead.
Oh, Tokyo, hands down. Sean took the word right out of my mouth. was the first episode. That first episode alone, hands down.
All right. Tokyo Ghoul wins at 3-1. So that's 20 points right there. Star Wars Droids was not swept. But Tokyo Ghoul does get the 20 points. So we have here today, 16 beats Chowder 3-0. Captain Planet beats Hulk Hogan's Rock and Wrestling 3-1. Boondocks beats Ninja Kamui 3-0. And Tokyo Ghoul beats Star Wars Droids 3-1. So, all right, nothing went the distance here. We had on Animated Hour of Power, we had 2 shows back to back, or 2 battles back to back go the distance.
Yeah.
We didn't need that here.
No, I mean the categories really help. Like when you got humor in there, and shows don't really have humor, it's automatically a point for the other side.
Yeah,
stuff like that. So,
all right. So now next week, so this upcoming Saturday on Animated Hour of Power, episode 7, will be Tasmania versus Rocco's Modern Life, Trigon versus Street Sharks, Spectacular Adventures of Casper the Friendly Ghost versus 7 Deadly Sins, and the main event is Rocky and Bullwinkle versus Pinky and the Brain. Now, next Wednesday for Animated Showdown, Archer versus Demon Slayer. This one is...
Sorry, Sean. Archer's going down, buddy.
Yeah. So, this one, it seems one-sided, but there's actually a story here as to why I picked this matchup. But the New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh versus South Park. For anybody that watches South Park, they should know what I'm talking about. All right, so being the fact that I can't see Eric because he's 50 feet away from his computer, and you two kind of have puzzled looks on your faces. In one of the episodes, Randy Marsh kills Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I love that episode.
Yeah. So this is Winnie the Pooh's opportunity. He's going to need some powerful categories here.
Oh, my
This
God.
is Winnie the Pooh's opportunity to give it back to Randy Marsh.
Ain't no way. Watch that scene and tell me differently.
Yeah.
I take Winnie the Pooh over Randy Marsh any day because I feel like Randy
Oh,
Marsh
my
is one of
God.
those guys that needs to get thrown in a wood chipper.
No, just that whole episode is crazy.
I know, I've seen it, which is why I
yeah.
reference it, which is
Goes
why
to-
this is a
goes
battle.
to China to get
No,
arrested.
I'm gonna have to watch it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny.
Yeah.
Dude.
Send me that episode.
In this point in time, though, as you watch it, he's a weed farmer. Okay, just keep that in mind.
Randy Marsh is, not Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And then for the whole concept of that episode, I think, is crapping on China for banning Winnie the Pooh.
Well, they banned Disney as a whole, didn't they?
Well, now they did, but at first they stopped. It was Winnie the Pooh because something came out that it like resembled somebody like photoshopped their leader on Winnie the Pooh or something like that.
Yeah.
Something stupid, and then he got all butthurt about it. I think.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, that episode is hilarious, especially the ending.
So, all right. Then also next week we have One Punch Man versus Phineas and Ferb.
Oh, he's one punching them.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
Dave's not biased towards the anime, folks. And Thundercats in the main event will take on X-Men the animated series.
Ooh,
Ooh,
Ooh.
that's a good matchup, Doug. I like that.
I hope they don't get voice acting.
What? That battle?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, actually, no, they do. I hope they do. Now that I think about it.
I hope we get animation.
but that's next week. I know in the second set of battles, I try to stay away from cartoons going against cartoons going against anime because it's not really fair when one of your judges is pro anime.
Hey, I vote against it when it's
Yeah.
right. When it's right. They really
tonight you didn't have a choice because Ninja Kamui just is.
Listen, I'm sorry. When South Park comes on, I might be a little biased on that one.
No, but you got to admit, Doug, after watching a lot of anime, a lot of them have really good intros. They have really good animation and voice acting. Like they really do a good job with their show.
I'm not saying that they don't. I'm just saying is that like it's not fair to put them up against
like little cartoons and stuff. Yeah.
So no, it's not that they don't have it. I mean, there are some. I do prefer watching cartoons over anime because I'm still not an anime guy.
Right. Understandable.
So I'm trying to keep it fair. Now I understand that like some of the anime is better. Anime, because it's more advanced than cartoons, because cartoons are made for kids. Anime is made more for teenagers and adults.
Yeah. Agreed.
So, and by the way, we happen to be adults.
Yep.
So it's more geared towards, anime is more geared towards us, even though I prefer cartoons over anime. But that's just because, like, I still don't. There's some of them like I still don't get.
There's some cartoons that I like over certain animes and stuff too. Like, I grew up watching both, Doug. So like, I like both. Like, so I watched 16 before when I was growing up. I watched.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that like you're completely biased, but you are like anime is your favorite, and like even like the reaction of all right, One Punch Man versus Phineas and Ferb. Well, the hell with Phineas and Ferb. I don't even know what the categories are next week, but Phineas and Ferb are obviously going to lose.
It definitely depends on the category. I was just joking, but I think One Punch Man is going to take it, but it really does depend on the category.
Yeah, like to be honest with you, so this is actually how I felt watching the Boondocks today. I hated that show. Okay. I actually enjoyed watching Ninja Kamui better.
Yep.
But I could see where the categories benefited the Boondocks more.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Because I had Ninja Kamui for quite a other categories.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it really is category driven, but that's why I'm saying is like the next set of matches, it's going to be more of the anime. Either animes are going against other animes, or I might have them go against superhero shows or adult animated shows. I'm going to try to keep them away from the kids' cartoons just to kind of even the playing field a little bit more.
100%.
Because that the anime animation is a lot more advanced, even like the animes from like back in the 90s.
Yeah.
It's a lot more advanced than like the animation that a lot of cartoons used.
Yeah, I think Japan really took pride in their animations, and still do.
I think you can tell.
Yeah.
It's hard not to tell.
Yeah, you can tell they put a lot of effort and time into detailing their animations.
Yeah, which cartoons were basically just made for. All right, we need little kids to have something to watch on Saturday morning. Okay, we're gonna write this. Okay, let's put an adaptation of Winnie the Pooh. There's no way that creators are gonna kill this beloved bear. 30 years from now, and so we'll do that. But then South Park comes along, mimics everything.
After this, I will play the video in this. I will share a screen.
Yeah.
I'll do it. It's worth it.
Yeah. So, all right. So make sure to like and subscribe to When Tunes Combine YouTube channel. Join the When Tunes Combine Facebook group, facebook.com/group/When Tunes Combine. Also listen to the Wrestling Through the Years podcast. 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time every Friday night on the Wrestling Through the Years YouTube channel. Of course, this upcoming Friday night, we will be doing our top 10 favorite Ring of Honor wrestlers of all time. Make sure to like and subscribe to Eric's Unscripted Sports Show. You can find Sean, TCX Reaper, at TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. Thank God he put everything on the bar there, so I didn't miss anything this time. Last couple of weeks, he got a little upset when I didn't mention Twitch and YouTube, but I only promote what I can read. And then, of course, follow our Wildcard Dave on Twitch at TCXGods1095. Also, like and subscribe to the Stabcast YouTube channel with Daniel and Mindy, the Dizzle97 universe with my brother Daniel, his gaming universe. And we will see everybody Saturday for Animated Hour of Power. All right.
See you, everybody.
Later.
Bye.